Cheap parts for your customer are going to make you look like a fool. So if you saw my video yesterday, you saw that we were dealing with a 2014 GMC Sierra. We put in some O2 sensors that were original AC Delco parts to fix this truck, because what we pulled out were mismatched, cheaper aftermarket parts that weren't working well for the vehicle, and they weren't actually working in the slightest bit. But the issue I have for you today is a story based on something that I did in the infancy of our company. And I'm talking well over 2.5, 3 years ago. Now, granted, the job's not under warranty, but the vehicle in question needed a distributor. And that distributor was a complete failure. It wasn't putting out any signal going to the coil in order to fire spark. I told the customer, here's an estimate, and he said, that's too expensive, it's just a farm truck, I don't want to spend the money. Now, instead of me doing the right thing at this point and telling the customer, sorry, this is the quality part that you need, and we are not going to use anything of lesser value, I allowed it to happen. I allowed the customer to steer the ship and control the outcome on the vehicle. So what did I do? Yep, I bought an Amazon distributor that came with a cap, a distributor, a rotor, and wires. Now, these wires are completely melted and destroyed. Now, it's not because of the exhaust, it's because they're cheap plastic and they don't work worth a crap. And now I'm going to show you something that the distributor is doing right here. Go ahead. Off. Back on. You see how that is sparking without even cranking the engine? No matter where I put the distributor, that distributor is sending out a signal to the coil and trying to fire it. And the vehicle won't run because it's a cheap pickup coil bought from Amazon with a crappy part, and we shouldn't have used it on the customer's car. The good part about this is I got lucky. This is a good customer, and he's been a good customer for well over 3 years. And today he finally got that realization. He realized why he has to spend more money to fix the truck the right way based on the parts that we tell him to use. He's like, I'll never do this again. I will never go through the issues that you are dealing with right now with my vehicles. I will never question the parts that you want to sell me ever again. You're not going to get customers like that every single time. A lot of times you're going to get customers that want to gripe and complain. And I'm telling you firsthand, they're not the customers for you. You need to move on from people like that. Do not break down your policies and sell cheap parts, because it's going to bite you in the ass. Because customers will forget that they chose not to use the quality parts, and you have to fight and battle to keep your good name. Don't do that. Just do the right thing. If the customer doesn't want to spend the money, it's not your problem. Move on and let them deal with the consequences of using somebody else that's cheaper. So again, don't let your customer steer the ship. You dictate how the jobs are sold, and you dictate the parts that are going in, because it's your name on the badge, not theirs.